Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, was feeling a bit under the weather in terms of stomachy stuff, so I was like, probably don't want to get ugly on the reviews, but here I am, back and rejuvenated. Oddly symbolic. Alright guys, gals, and everything in between, I am here today to review to you Jason Bourne. Alright, Jason Bourne is the, fifth film in the Bourne series, and technically the fourth one featuring Jason Bourne. And the Bourne Legacy, as you know, that came out a couple years ago, that one was not necessarily a movie with Jason Bourne because it was about Aaron Cross and all of that stuff. And we were like, where's the Bourne? Because Matt Damon is so great in this role. Matt Damon is Jason Bourne. And now he's back. And he's punching he is One Punch Man right now, and it's awesome. The story of Jason Bourne is the agency is working on some backdoor social media type avenues, and in the meantime, a hacker, who you know as Julia Stiles, starts to uncover some files that look oddly a little too familiar and may be connected to a certain person's past, that person being Jason Bourne. So now the hunt is on again, and Jason Bourne really just wants answers, but they want to make sure that he doesn't get them. Paul Greengrass is back to direct Jason Bourne, and oh my god, I love Paul Greengrass's direction. He is a masterclass action director. Paul Greengrass, if you didn't know, he did Bourne Ultimatum, my personal favorite of the Bourne series, Bourne Supremacy. He also did Captain Phillips. And if you don't notice a trend, his style is it feels very grounded in reality in the sense that everything is pretty much handheld. And it feels like you're there with this almost pseudo-documentary feel. And I love that because I don't know if any of you guys have seen my film works. If you guys have, I like to also be that director that gets in on the action and make the camera a character. And Paul Greengrass does that better than probably any other director working. Other directors try it, it just is never as good as Greengrass's. The film itself is, I actually really liked the movie. I think that it was a lot of fun. Jason Bourne being back, it was all kind of a good feeling and like welcome home. And that I really liked. Matt Damon was back as Jason Bourne. He was playing the character. It was like he never left. And of course, Paul Greengrass and his cinematography was just spectacular. But the real strength of this film is not necessarily the story. The story had some issues. But the real thing was the fighting. Oh my god, the fighting. It's like Jason Bourne is just like bludgeoning a man's head in. You're just like, Jesus Christ, dude. The first third of the movie, there is a riot type scene that Jason Bourne gets into, and it looks so amazingly real. I was in the theater, and everybody was like gasping and jumping and just like reacting to things in every fight scene. You could hear people like go, it was amazing. And that was just a breathtaking experience, watching just a crowded theater of people going just, oh. And it reminds you of that feeling that people get excited when they watch Rambo, and you see Rambo just like pop up behind a guy like that, and everyone's just like, yes! It was like that. Jason Bourne, it's the brutality of their close quarters combat. Matt Damon is sitting there just like taking a freaking tire iron, and it's just like bam, 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 just beating people to death, and it's carnage and death and awesome. I guess I'm a morbid person. Man, these reviews can be therapeutic. That being said, Tommy Lee Jones is kind of the bad guy behind the curtain. There's another bad guy too. I call him Discount Peter Capaldi. I have no idea his name, but he looks like a discount version of the 12th Doctor. But that guy was the biggest douche muffin I have ever seen, probably in film, in recent years. I mean, this guy was evil. This didn't actually happen, but this character would do this. You just see a child on the street, he just like walks by and is just like, yeah, you know, this guy, he would be willing to do that. Like, he's just not a nice man. I have to convey that this villain, while evil, was one of the biggest problems I had with the movie. Is he's so busy being evil that he contradicts himself. Halfway through the film, his motives entirely change, and it completely contradicts who he is as a character, and you're just expected to just sort of forget about it. And you can't, because his motives literally change entirely. It'd be like, oh, if my motive was to do a review, and now all of a sudden, in the middle of this review, I've decided I'm going to do an entire reenactment of Jason Bourne. It's just, it would totally change entirely. I loved it. There was a major plot hole, but again, that was with the character's inconsistencies in the middle act. And some people, I have heard some criticisms about the social media portion. It didn't bug me. In fact, it kind of gave you a breather from the just pulse-pounding nonstop action. The third act was so insane, it turned it into Fast and the Furious for a moment there, and I don't want to make that comparison, but I was okay with it because the movie was just so intense that any of the kind of like qualms I had with it, there was so much intensity and just satisfying thrills that I was willing to push past it, and I was no longer bothered. So in the end, guys, I have to say Jason Bourne is big screen worthy. What did you guys think of Jason Bourne? Are you guys gonna go see it? Did you see it? And if so, did you guys get bothered by the social media portion? I just want to know. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Got plenty more videos coming to you. Love you guys.